Now, Ann, you had brought up the fact that in a good quality shoe store, they're going to look at your gait. And tell me one more time what they're looking for. And then, Bill, maybe you can speak to why they're looking for these things and how that perfect shoe comes in.
I think probably more than anything, it's foot alignment and foot motion. So when you stand still, you would diagnose somebody with either pes planus, neutral, or pes cavus, how their foot aligns. But when they're in motion, then you talk about whether they're running neutral, pronating, or supinating. So, and then also, if they're a big heel striker, if they're a toe runner, all those things can change what type of running shoe is ideal for them. I just saw a kid today, and the dad asked me why his calves were so big. And I said, are you a toe runner? And he said, yes. And his heel cord, his calf muscles and his Achilles were extremely tight. So all he did was run on his tiptoes. He's got these huge calves. But again, he'd be much better off rolling through his foot strike better. So
note to self, bigger calves.
Yes.
Toe run.
Toe runner, big calf.
Yeah. Toe shoes or toe run? Oh, wait a minute. I've got them both. That's all. I got it covered. So, Bill, how does that translate into what you do and how you help Paul over at Gear Running Store? And then, guys, I'd love for you to chime in because I am not a gear hound like my friend Bill. So this is educational for me.
Well, and I'm nothing compared to, so you can get on some of these running blogs, and boy, I mean, they've got entire rooms of their house devoted to running gear. I have one closet that I've taken over, but that's about it. But I also live with my wife and 2 daughters, so closet space is really not something I'm ever going to get enough of. But one of the things that when people will ask sometimes too, what's the best running shoe? And so there is no such thing as the best running shoe. There may, I have favorite running shoes. I have shoes that work for me. I have shoes that I feel good in when I'm running and that don't cause me pain or that just fit right. But everyone's foot is different. Everyone's gait is different. And so that's why when you walk into a running store, when you walk into gear and you see the wall, there's 75 shoes on that wall, something like that. I don't know how many. But for somebody, every one of those shoes is the right shoe. And so, a lot of times you get these shoe reviewers say, well, it's the best shoe of the year. It's only the best shoe of the year if it works for your foot and if it works for your gait and if it works for your body size and everything else.
And if
There's
it looks
a couple
cool.
general rules of thumb, I think that Paul certainly has, and he taught me, and not everyone subscribes to them, but in general, you want to have as little shoe as you can get away with, because big, bulky shoes sometimes tend to overcorrect things and can actually cause more injuries than what they prevent. So you want as little correction as you can get away with. Some people still need more, and so there are stability shoes, there are motion control shoes. But the old idea that, well, if you're, I am not, you can only see my head and shoulders here. I do not have a runner's body. But the old school of thought would be, well, I must need some sort of big running shoe to handle my body size. And that isn't necessarily the case. In fact, some of my favorite running shoes are super light. But I've learned how to, I've learned how to run in them. So people come into the store and they say, well, what's a good running shoe for somebody? I need something that's got a lot of comfort. Okay, well, again, everything's got comfort. It depends on whether or not it's comfort for your foot or not. You guys, all three of you run in different shoes.
That's true.
And different shoes work differently for you. The thing is, I think, to try on a bunch of different things, and I will, here's a plug for gear itself, is the big box stores that sell running shoes. You may go in and talk to somebody in their running shoe department who the day before was selling water skis. So I suggest to people, go to an actual running shoe store.
Right.
Go talk to people who know runners' bodies, who can look at your gait, who can spot some things, who can have you do a couple squats in the store and see if you pronate or if you supinate or if your feet are flat, where you can try on 5 or 6 different pairs of shoes. I would say if somebody comes into gear and they say, unless they come in and say, I've run in this shoe all the time, I just need a new one, I need the next model up, they're in and out in 5 minutes. But otherwise, we probably spend a half hour to 45 minutes with each customer, just getting a sense of trying on some different things, see what works for you, go outside, run around the block. That's not itself. That's not even enough of a test, but it gives them some idea of whether the shoe is going to work for them or not.
Right. Right.
And so, it's all good. It's just whether or not it's good for you.
Well, I remember when I first started running, again, my body was going, "What are you doing to me?" But I think I had the wrong size shoe to begin with. This had nothing to do with the bill, and my toenails started to go, bye,
bye,
and it's lovely. My toes are beautiful to begin with. Not. Ask my wife. She's like, yeah, those things away from me. Anyway, TMI, right? But you can hurt yourself in the wrong gear. Would you say that?
Yeah. And again, running shoes fit you differently than your everyday shoes.
Yes.
To say, well, my work shoes are a size 9, so I need a size 9 running shoe. No, you don't. And across brands, sizing, I would love to tell everybody a size 9 is a size 9 is a size 9, but it's not. Across different brands fit differently. And across different models within the same brand, they might fit differently. And no one has got, a size. I've got super large feet. So, I take a size 14. In a perfect world, if they made a 13 3/4, that's probably what I would need. So no one's fit is going to be perfect. We don't have custom made shoes, but most of us anyway don't have shoes custom made for us. The elite runners might, but other than that, so we've got to kind of find what's going to fit us the best. And it's going to change from shoe to shoe and from model to model. But yeah, you have the wrong size, and like you said, you're gonna find out what a black toenail means.
You're going to be in trouble. The other thing that I want to bring up is that we have our 3 seasons: hot, sweaty, and freezing. People don't think we can run in the weather that we have here in Minneapolis in the winter, but I learned you can, because the equipment for that is so outstanding. And it's beautiful to run outside. I'd prefer running when it's cold. Did I say that? I want it to be cold. but it feels better on my body. I feel like I can run better. It's like airplanes run better in colder air. So does this runner. And the equipment that they have nowadays is great. I'm not going to get into everything that we have, but we've got the watches that we can share things on Strava together. We can encourage each other from there. It's a real community, I feel, that we have here.